Gingy also supports the creation of scrollers out of the box. You can have a horizontal scroller, a vertical scroller, and a scroll pane that combines horizontal and vertical scrolling. Let's create a horizontal scroller, populate it with 20 vector rectangles, adjust its settings, and finally build it. To do that, let's type const hScroller, and it's a GUI scroller horizontal, equals new GUI scroller horizontal, of course. And scaling factors, I'm using scaling factors here just so our scrollers appear exactly the same on any device in any resolution. It's another Gingy tool that we'll cover in another tutorial. So scaling factors.getScaleNum 600, and we'll do that again for the height, and we'll do scaling factors.getScaleNum 400. And so here we've defined a horizontal and vertical widths, and let's inhabit our scroller. So for var I int equals 0, semicolon I is less than 20, it's just an arbitrary number, I plus plus. And all this stuff is just standard geometry in Flash, so const sp sprite equals new sprite, and const g graphics equals sp.graphics, and then g begin fill 0 1, g draw rect 0 0 for the x and y, and for the width again we'll use scaling factors, and we'll do the same thing for the height. Let's set the width to 200 and the height to 50. Now we can end fill and submit this item to our scroller. So hScroller.submit item sp, and of course this will happen 20 times. Now let's do some optional settings. Let's set some spacing in between our objects. So hScroller.xSpacing equals scaling factors.getScaleNum5. And let's also create a scroll bar on the bottom. hScroller auto create scroll bar, and getScaleNum15 is the height of the scroller, or the width, depending on where it is. And we can enable or disable drag scrolling inside of our scroller. Let's disable it for now. And we can also align elements inside of our scroller. Let's align our objects to the bottom. So alignment method equals GUI scroller alignment methods dot align to bottom. Of course you can align it anywhere you wish inside the scroller. Now we just have to build our scroller, so hScroller.build. And of course add child hScroller. Let's preview that. You can see effortless. We've automatically created a scroller. Building a vertical scroller is nearly identical. You simply substitute GUI scroller horizontal with GUI scroller vertical. Now let's create a scrolling pane. To style your scroll pane, you have the option of inputting a GUI scroll bar config file to set the pane's look and color schemes. So we're going to do that as well. Let's adjust our configuration files theme. For example, let's change our bar's color, our outline color, and the translucency of our bars to half. There are more parameters you can customize, but we'll stick to those for now. So, conf GUI scroll bar config equals new GUI scroll bar config. And now let's set the bar color to 00FF00, I believe that's green. And we'll set the outline color to 0FF0000, which I believe is red. And we'll set the bar alpha to 0.5, which is half. Now we can instantiate our scroll pane and pass through our configuration file. So const scroll pane, and that's a GUI scrolling pane, equals new GUI scrolling pane. And we'll set the width, scaling factors.getScale num, let's set it to 400. And scaling factors.getScale num 10, which is the bar width or height, and our conf file. Oh, we're just missing a parameter for our height as well. Let's do that now. Just copy and paste our width and set our height to the same. So again, the first parameter is the width, the second is the height, the third is the bar height or width, and the fourth is the configuration class. Let's go ahead and inhabit our scroll pane with some vector rectangles, as we did before. So for var j int equals 0, and j is less than 20, j++, just a standard for loop. And I'm going to copy and paste what we wrote before. Only this time I'll add a 2 everywhere to save us some time. And let's have our objects appear randomly inside this pane. To do that, we're going to just type math.random. We'll do this for both sp2.x and sp2.y times scaling factors dot get scale num and 600. Now let's do the same thing for the y coordinate. And finally we'll submit the item to our scroll pane. Scroll pane dot submit item sp2. And then outside of the for loop we'll build our scroll pane. And we'll add the child. Just remove the line where we add our previous scroller. And here you have it, an automatic and easy scroll pane. Thanks for watching.